Hey, Janet. Karina here, your lucid living coach. I want to get a reading out to you. I was just being like super called to do it right now. And I pulled up your birth chart because I'm going to do a card reading because I already did your astrology reading. But I noticed that Pluto's at 16 degrees of Leo, and that's where the full moon is going to be on Sunday. I don't know. That's pretty intense energy, um, full of drama. And I pray to God that it is not as crazy as it may appear. It's definitely something that could be very surprising or shocking around the area of your roots, your home, your family, because this full moon is on Pluto and it's squaring your fourth house of home. But it could also have to do with your family too. And it's also square your 10th house of career and legacy, and maybe your income or the way that you're getting or providing for yourself might be having a little change up or something. I don't know. But let's see what the cards have to say. Okay. So I don't know if you're dating someone. I don't think you're married, but that could be some intensity. I mean, it could be good intensity too. I mean, if you met someone, maybe it's just like really intense connection and sexuality. Maybe there's some intensity that way. And it could be that, the surprise would be like he asks you to move in with him, or you decide that you want him to move in. I don't know. It could go either direction. So let's get right into it and ask the cards. I'm going to roll the dice first, kind of get a feel. Cancer. So it does have to do with the home and your seventh house. And it also says ninth house Pluto. Okay, so it does have to do with some kind of relationship, some definitely something transforming, maybe in the area of something that maybe you believe. Maybe you had a belief around something and it's changing, but it could also be traveling to foreign lands, or maybe you met someone and they are asking you to move. Maybe they live outside of the United States. Could even be like maybe you've decided you want to further your education, or some kind of shift happens where it's kind of abrupt. So we will see. What else? What else? What else? So I'm going to start off with the most Scorpio of my decks. I'd say it's the Shadows of Fate. So I will have my candle lit. Actually, I'm going to light some sage. And kind of just draw in some God energy here. Be like, okay, let's clear any kind of energy. Let's clear it. Clear it and steer it. You know what I'm saying? Gotta clear the decks. And this is for Janet. Okay, so what do we have for Janet for this full moon? Spirit, guides, God. What do we have for Janet here? This full moon. What kind of information here? Okay, one more. Woo! Soul work. Okay, soul work. And there's a little bumblebee there. Actually, I've been having a lot of bees on our tree out front. We have this like really pretty, what is that tree called? It's the white flowers. Really pretty, but it's just bloomed and the bees are all over it. Soul work, 46. 46. I hope you're doing well. I want to come visit you for sure. Meet your dog. Okay, so sometimes while we are navigating our day-to-day life, we can lose sight of our highest purpose in this earthly realm. This card asks you to once again check in with your soul purpose. It is not possible to be derailed from your soul path, no matter where you are, but clarity does help to show up for it in a more intentional way. So sit with these questions. What are you here to teach? What are you here to learn? What stirs in your heart? Spend some time reflecting upon your soul mission and how you can integrate it into your life. Now, the life of the bee is all centered in one mission: to nurture the colony. There are different types of bees and they all have their unique job, but it is all to serve the collective. The bee is an ally for our soul mission because once we have an idea of what we're here to do and how we want to do it, they can teach us how to create structure and productivity. So call upon the bee when you are in a liminal space between knowing and action. So here's your 10th house, and this is actually being squared by this full moon. And Pluto is ruling your 10th house of career and legacy, which I had said. So this is talking about your soul's purpose and your soul's work. And sometimes the universe will bring completion or some chaos or drama just to put you back on your path. So maybe just take that in consideration for whatever that pops off. Okay. And so it could even be working with behind the scenes, transformation. So people that have a MC in Scorpio that I've met was someone that is building waterfalls in people's backyards. That's one. Another friend worked doing makeup for a coroner's office, which is death and transformation behind the scenes, right? And it's just so interesting. And then Pluto being in Leo, which is like art on the face. So yeah, don't know, but what your soul's purpose is, but you might know. So that was a good card for that. Let's move on. And we'll pull something from the flowers of flower one. Flower. I don't know what it's called. The flower of life. Duh. All right. All right. This is for Jeanette. For this full moon in Leo. Whoa, inspired action. Inspired action. Get into alignment and your action will be enlightened and inspired. Different vibrations will inspire different actions. If you are feeling tired, your inspired action will be to rest or sleep. If you are feeling love, you will be inspired to love actions inward and outward. So you will think loving thoughts and do things that will emanate love in your day. Difficulties arise when we demand of ourselves things that don't match with our current vibration. Everything happens energetically before it occurs physically. So if you try to do it the other way around, you will feel frustrated, sad, and defeated. So get into the feeling you think you will feel when you have the thing that you desire, and your inspiration to create more of the same will come to you. So maybe it's creating art, it's creating something. I think that's a lot of the reason why we're here is to have God work through us in creation and creating. So we're being used by God to create certain things, right? So now I'm going to pick from the Starseed Oracle. This one right here. I have so many decks. This is only like part of them that I'm using. And I just picked the ones that I was guided to. So, yeah. So this full moon, I mean, Leo energy is about creating. So if there's anything that you've been wanting to do, like a project or an art project, it's a good time to do it. You know, however you're feeling. You might, if you're feeling the intensity, take out your paintbrush, paint something nice, or paint a wall, or redo something in your house. Okay, so Star Brothers, Taurus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Taurus, it's that bird energy. Yeah, this is a star seed, so let's see. 106. You're more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to open the back of your heart. You're being called to be open to receiving the new level of support now from those in your life and from the benevolent beings you're connected with. Through ancestral patterning, current life traumas, and past life karmic impressions, many of us have become mistrustful and suspicious of loyalty and have blocks when it comes to receiving support. We've learned that we need to go at life alone, that it's not safe to let our guard down and our hearts open, that the world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers want you to have the new experience of life on Earth. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let in more love. They're guiding you to stay open to receive a greater level of support than you could ever imagine, both in this world and beyond. To call in your team of loyal protectors and supporters, both physically and energetically. They want you to learn to soften through life's ups and downs and to learn to open your heart, especially when it's most wants to harden. So where's Pisces? Pisces is your second house and you are a Pisces. So it wants you to embrace that sun vitality type energy and understanding that you are protected and you are guided, and to really embrace the ebb and flows of life's highs and lows, because we all have that, right? So I want to go to the divine circus oracle. To me, it's very Leo, very Plutonian, and transformational, which this full moon is for you. The Secret, Shanna Boy. It's card number 11. Love 11s. Oh, she's definitely a warrior, right? Don't you love my sticker nails? One of my clients bought me these sticker nails because I was like, I need to save money and stop spending $100 on fake nails every month. Well, those hardened ones, you know, the dip ones, like they were my real nails. They were long. I ended up hacking them all off and putting stickers on. Okay. Shh. Can you keep a secret? It's time to play your cards close to your chest. Soon enough, you'll be ready to stand upon the mountaintops for all to see and hear. For now, let things unfold in the guarded privacy of your inner world. When the time is right to be seen in the light, you'll know what is true and what to do. Until then, be patient, be private, be committed, and wait for the right time to shine. So this ninja goddess, brings you a message. Sometimes being less visible, less transparent, less seen for a time is helpful. It doesn't mean being dishonest or deceptive, but it does mean keeping your intentions and your truths to yourself until you see the best way to attain your goals. So, in fact, the best way to attain your goals might be of the iron fist in a velvet glove approach. You might find that gentle persuasion works far better than direct confrontation, which can unintentionally inflame a situation, trigger defensive reactions in others instead of finding a way to bring resolution. So if you have been frustrated that you are not breaking through into a more prominent position or not being seen as clearly as you would like, don't worry. This will pass and you will be given your time to stand up and be seen at the right time. For now, at least, you can move more freely about obstruction, jealousy, competition, or sabotage if you keep your private affairs very private indeed. So when it's time to show your hand, to reveal your intentions and speak more openly and publicly about what has been gestating, you'll know it. But for now, let things come together away from the prying eyes. Just for now, it's time to keep a secret. Have you heard that song? I got a secret, I can keep it. Da, 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 da. Got a rock in my pocket, taking this one to the grave. Da, 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 da. Anyways, I'm not saying it right, probably. So say aloud, under cover of sacred night, I know how to protect my light. I am blessed with the intelligence and instinct to know when to reveal and when to conceal for my greatest good. My inner knowing tells me when to express myself openly and when to remain silent for the greatest good of all. Yay. All right. All right. Well, might as well get into a little Alice in Wonderland because we did not pick the Alice card in the Circus Oracle, which sometimes I do. So this is the Alice in Wonderland deck. This is message for Janet for this full moon. There it is. What we got. The right way, 21. The right way, learning to create what you desire. 21. How am I to get in? Asked Alice again in a louder tone. Are you to get in at all? Said the footman. That's the first question, you know. It was, no doubt. Only Alice did not like to be told so. So the frog footman, which is in this picture right there, really does get to the heart of things. When we are pondering how to make a life dream happen or how we are to get in, though, or through, or to the other side of whatever issue is facing us, we might wonder if we are meant to get in at all, as the frog footman puts it. We can spend a great deal of time pondering our destiny, wondering if something is meant for us, and sometimes giving it up to fate, proclaiming, if it's meant to be, it is meant to be. Alice has a different approach. She doesn't ask if it's meant to be. She asks how it will be done. So this practical approach may not seem so spiritual to some. Are we not meant to go with the flow? What happened? Okay. And see where life takes us? Here, Alice knows what must be done and sets out to discover how to achieve it. And when this card comes to you, this is just what you must do. Do not wonder if something is meant for you, nor leave it in the hands of God. Instead, think of how it will be done. What practical steps can you take? How can you approach the problem in order to solve it? And what action can be taken, and what advice can you seek? There is always a way through to the other side, but passively waiting and waiting and waiting for it to simply swing open is not a powerful or actively figuring out the puzzle and discovering how you are to reach to the other side. So ask questions, seek advice, look again from a different angle, think of how. So the deviation for this card is wanting to get through to the other side of a situation, a desire to walk through a gateway or a life transition to become an insider rather than remaining on the periphery, a wanting to have an impact, to be included and to be part of activities and have an influence on the world, a willingness to learn step by step. So this is a beautiful card, Janet. And I really do feel like this card is very indicative of what energy is happening here. This full moon. And this could even just being letting love in, and maybe you meet someone, or maybe you think this person is not real, or maybe you haven't met that person yet, but it's like around the corner, and you don't think that the person is real, that you a desire. So it's really asking. So far these cards are saying, like, manifest that person, and being able to know and feel what it feels like to be coupled with this perfect person for you, right? Because just because they're perfect for you doesn't mean they're perfect for me or anyone else, right? So we all have that special person that really vibes and matches. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the Oracle of the Mermaids right here. And yeah, so the full moon is opposing Jupiter too in your first house. Yeah, there's some things being triggered in your chart for this full moon. Can't look into it. But if you would like me to do a transit reading for the next couple moon cycles, I could do that. Ooh. Transparency. Honest, authentic, genuine, and present. Wow. And this is the full moon really revealing this too, with Pluto there in your seventh house. Yeah, I don't know if you have a business partnership too. I mean, that could be that. All right, let's see. Transparency. Card number 2. So it is time to be honest as you can be. It is hard to do it, but because we tell ourselves so many stories about who we are, and we have covered up so much of ourselves with layers of protection, like Pluto does. But now it is the pearl of truth that is needed. So if we have come to you, we're asking you to very simply and very clearly tell the truth about what you feel, about what you want, about what you may not know. If you do not know how you feel, say so. We are asking, the powers of the waters are asking you to be there clearly, to be seen. Let us see you. When the other card said, keep your cards close. So there is times when you want, this is the right time. Okay. You can keep your cards close. The full moon is on Sunday. You might want to reveal them if you're feeling called to. Okay. Let us see you. We say, for there is so much about you, so much that is beautiful and in many ways attractive. but we cannot see who you are. It is time to rise to the truth within you, to join with the truth, and to live from this truth for a time. It is not always an easy thing to be simple, clear, and true, which is, this is the second house. Okay. Or this, yeah, this is your destiny point in your reading, is knowing your value and knowing your worth and living kind of that simple, not so, so deep and intense life. Right. And so, yeah. And it could even be that you're holding your cards close. And if for some reason you're not feeling comfortable to disclose those cards yet, that's what this card's saying. Have transparency. Be like, you know what? I'm not ready yet. And I really don't know what this is or how I'm feeling about it. So I'm going to hold off. But I just want you to know that, that this might be something or whatever. Okay. So it is time to rise to the truth within you, to join with this truth and to live from this truth for a time. It is not always an easy thing to be simple, clear, and true, but this is what you are learning to do for now. And what we can see, what is beginning to appear before us, is good and precious and worth looking at deeply. Okay. Okay. There's a lot of information here. Okay. All right. I have one more oracle. Yeah, if you want a transit reading, let me know. I could actually look at like the transits that are going to be coming out, because I did a natal chart reading, but now that I know your chart here, I have transit and progression readings, but I can do kind of like a brief synopsis of like the year. You know what I'm saying? The brief out. Like if you go to my website, it's a transit reading. It's $111. And I could either do detailed for a month, which that is, but for you, I think I want to do a year, like an outlook, like a ninth house perspective, not like detailed. All right, so the cardinal. Oh, the cardinal. Okay, so when I was in Manhattan, this was the first and only time I've ever seen a cardinal. And it was like not a red cardinal, it was a beautiful pink cardinal. And cardinals represent romance and love too. Okay, the polarities of your spiritual pursuits, the physical pleasures are out of balance. So do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits. Let's see. Let's dig a little deeper. Why don't we? Cardinal. Okay. So when on the spiritual path, it is easy to idolize what being spiritual means. It can become a rigid mental imprint on which you judge everything that varies from your conceptualization of what is being spiritual is supposed to be about. This includes not only another person practices and beliefs, but your own. Falling short of this idolism leads to either assuming a righteous and arrogant position with others, or when self-imposed elicits guilt and shame. The spiritual perfection can make you reticent about enjoying the pleasures of the material world as well as those of your physical body. The earth herself provides a dazzling and sensual panorama of experiences to be directly encountered through the physical senses. Yet for many, truly enjoying the pleasures of the senses of sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell can be fraught with worry, anxiety, guilt, and shame, products of early childhood, religious, or cultural conditionings. Others become so entangled in the world of the senses that it becomes their God, and their spiritual core is lost to materiality. To be polarized in one direction or another takes you either to lofty heights and iridescent abstractions that are completely upgrounded, or else causes you to become caught up in the glue of the mundane world without the guiding light of spirit to provide a locus of authority. With the blessings of your awareness, you can redirect your thoughts and actions towards that which brings great balance and fluidity between the two polarities. So singing, vitality, self-defense, courtship, integration, balance, spirituality, harmony, self-expression, confidence, listening, intuition, creativity, responsibility, and colorfulness. Wow. All right. So that was the last of the oracle. I think the message has been fairly clear. Now I am going to take a sip and we'll pull some tarot cards. Mhm. Okay. All right. Whoa, the devil card. Capricorn. Okay, so there's definitely maybe something that is being highlighted in the area that was hidden before. Okay, this could be in your unconscious. This could be something that was revealed to you in a dream. But this could also be something that has to do with how you see yourself and maybe how others see you as well. Okay. So the devil card came out, which is a Capricorn card. This is karmic. Okay. This is about things that hold us down. And sometimes the things that hold us down, and this is Capricorn card, it could be falling in your 12th or your first house, right? They're very close. This is the alpha and the omega. So the beginning and the end. This is your unconscious. This is your spirituality. This could also be your addictions or the things that you hide or you don't show people. And then this is what you show people, what is seen. This could be from the color of your hair to the style of your clothes to what you show us, right? And I got the magician, which is a Mercury card. And Mercury is in your first house and it's conjunct Jupiter, which is expanding this energy. This could even just have to do with like poor planning or untapped talents, in which the oracle cards, one of them was saying about your purpose and your path. And, maybe you got off purpose and the universe is trying to put you back on your purpose and your path and why you came here. Okay. So the magician card, the magician has everything it needs to be successful. It's got its cups, its sword, its wands, it's got its pentacles, it's got its light, it's got the spiritual the spirituality, and it's got the grounded, because we are embodied in spirit and earth, right? We're embodied. So we're embodied with spirit, God, to make things happen in the physical world. So the magician has everything it needs to make magic happen. Okay. But when I pulled it, it came out up reverse, which tells me that maybe there's something that is not being utilized, a talent, a tool that you have that you're not using. So what might be that for you? And then I got Venus, the Empress, which I love the Empress. Okay. And the Empress is a Venus card, which is Venus is in your first house too. So really all these cards have been pulling has been your first house, which is crazy because the full moon is in your seventh house of partnerships and relationships and marriage and romance and creativity. But all these cards have to do with here. And this is a lot of your luck, right? Because Venus is a benefic, Jupiter's a benefic, Mercury is just like androgynous, and it's your communication. It's not good or bad. It's just, it's pretty, I think it's pretty awesome, to be honest. So I think it's a benefic. And so maybe these cards are wanting you to focus on yourself, really, and what you want to manifest, what your purpose is, and what you desire. Because I think once you know what you desire, what you want, what you feel called to do is what is going to happen. I mean, you have this beauty, you have the resources. I mean, the Empress isn't poor. I mean, she's wearing a crown, for God's sake, and she's sitting in a chair. And this is about nurturing your talents, I'd say. Nurture your talents and use the tools that you have, because there's people that don't have them. You have it. So don't let these negative thoughts or this karmic energy hold you down, right? Or maybe the past, or like these unsolved hurts and resentments that you have between your relationships. Like, see these two people, they're like chained. This is a karmic relationship. So maybe the relationships from your past that didn't work, that was karmic, and that was like something that you were just having to satisfy from a past life. And now that it's satisfied and you learn from it, like all the abundance is there to have a better relationship with others. But sometimes we hold on to these things and we don't let them go. We let it like weigh us down and think that every relationship is going to be like that when it's not. So I'm going to move on to the next deck and see if there's any similar cards that come out, or maybe just some different messages. Whoa, that totally popped out. Oh, the Hierophant. Okay. The Hierophant is kind of like a card of like systems and rules of some kind. It's like an oath of some kind, spiritual wisdom, religious beliefs, conformity, a tradition. So I don't know if this is like something that maybe you have an inner knowing about, or it's something that maybe that was generational, or you were told or taught, whether that's a belief system or whatever. I mean, maybe you were told that you know, oh, like if your mother maybe said, oh, you know, never trust men, don't rely on them, blah, blah, blah. And it could just be something that has been passed down. Could be that. But this card is asking you to maybe tap more into your spiritual wisdom and like what you feel and believe and what your experiences are, and more of your like setting yourself free from the status quo of what other people have and impressed on your life. What else? This is not clear, Spirit. Can you give me another card? Oh, that's a lot of cards though. I don't know. I mean, okay, so this is could have to do with not seeing things. You're not seeing the opportunities. So there's this guy sitting there with a cup that is like literally being shown, right? That this person isn't seeing. And it's just staring at the three cups right here that it doesn't really, it's not excited about. Look at his arms are crossed, his legs are crossed. He's not taking action because he doesn't want these freaking cups, but there's a cup right here. So this card is saying, take a look around, see what other options are out there. Maybe you're just not digging the options that are there. So if you're not digging what options are there, that card is saying to start looking at the other options or praying that God reveal to you something, some other offers here. Also, we got the 6 of Swords, and this is about moving to a better place, you know, moving to and transitioning. So this upright like this is a woman, right? There's all these swords. They look like they're in the boat, but like these swords are weighing this boat down, and this guy is like trying to move. And now it came out in reversed, which is like the swords falling out, which could help the boat move a little faster, but it's also a symbolism of our thoughts. Okay, so your thoughts could be weighing you down from actually transitioning from one place to the next. So there's definitely some change that's trying to come through for you, but there's something that is resisting the change, and it could just be unfinished business. It could be some maybe healing from the past, that things need to be looked at. And I also got a pentacle, which is the Page of Pentacles, which is kind of like a new opportunity. Okay. This could be like manifesting something or developing a new skill, or like maybe there is something, maybe you have all the tools, but there's just one thing that you need to really like launch you forward. And it really depends on where you want to go, because there is a world to be discovered. So it's about making future plans, deciding on where you want to go and what you want to do and what impact that you want to make on the world and what your purpose is. So that seems very clear to me. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Making Magic. for the last card and clarity. So thank you, Spirit. Self-confidence, strong self-belief, and a sense of worth. And that is your North Node. That's what you're here, is to be the warrior and take charge of your own life and know your worth and be able to create the abundance and resources for yourself. And this can continue to happen as long as you're utilizing your tools and creating more opportunities and open more doors for growth and moving away from the I'm so comfortable, I don't want to change, I'm afraid. Letting go of the past karmic ties and taking the opportunities and seeing the opportunities and not seeing just the negative side of everything. So I think Spirit is clear on the message, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed it, and hit me up and let me know when you want me to come out. I actually have some time next week. All right. Peace out. Your Lucid Living Coach, Karina. How do I turn this off?